All right, what's going on to the world out there? What's up? I'm here, your boy Hood, doing a live stream today, checking into the world. January 17th. It's a new year, so happy New Year. It's 2 weeks in too. Let's see my sound. Wow, my sound working. Normally, when I do these lives, especially without that little, when they schedule it, it just audio never works. So I guess things change for 2025. Yo, but what's good out there, man? I'm just hitting y'all up. It's been a funny year, and I just want to talk about all the stuff that's going on in the world. And it's a streaming, podcasting is the new game. I'm always going to be in whatever popping in the world. So, as far as I know, we got your boy P. Diddy. And like and subscribe and share this message in this video. We got the boy P. Diddy. He out there, man. And your boy Drake. So, two major stars. And it seemed like the world is caving in on those people in today's times. They not getting the same respect and level and all that shit like that. And you wonder sometimes when you see these people being so successful and getting so rich, you be wondering like how them, like what makes them be the people. And then you see how over time how they crumble, how everything kind of backfires on them and shit. And you be like, damn, what the hell? These people you might even like, be fans of. And then you see how things don't work out in their behalf. You know what I'm saying? They get, like Drake, which is weird because he was able to have a beef with Meek Mill, and he was able to succeed in that beef. He won, and he was the person who had the hot song, and the world was able to listen to it, and it became so successful. But then when he do this song, this beef with Kendrick, who a little younger than him, and got a different fan base. Now all of a sudden he is mad and want to sue the record label and all of this pussy shit because that's really all it is. He's being a pussy, and we've never even heard of nobody who actually sues after a rap battle. So he loses so much in the hip hop world as far as respect and honor, and people just really just trying to be a supportive of him. It's like, dude, you a weak nigga, man. And that's how I've been listening to hip hop for 34 for shit for 45 years. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way I can't make a decision or a position about that. So I just look at him as a super weak dude. I cannot assume he gonna ever have no respect in the rap game again, and especially for me, because you just make music, and so these companies and these labels, they got their steps, they got their ways, and it could be maniacal and fake and fraudy. But at the end of the day, you benefited from it too. So his suit is weak to me. It's just so fucking weak. So I'm gonna try to pull it up so we can go through it. You know what I'm saying? And then actually, try to look at some of the points. But at the end of the day, being soft like that in the music industry is so sad. But especially when you was a winner, like you actually won a rap battle, you should know what the criteria is, like what you got to do. But they so soft that they'll never want to, what I'm saying, do the criteria. They just really want the good part, the girls, the diamonds, the money. But when it come to being a man and bossing up, they soft, and that's weak because he came at Kendrick. I mean, not Kendrick. He came at a Meek Mill, and he was triumphant, but he felt bossed up. He felt like, yeah, nigga, I don't care what you on. This is me. You know what I'm saying? You would never beat me. He felt bossed up, but he's so soft. It's like I can't even see him, recovering from that. It's like, dude, you really lost a big one. But it's okay because when you got the money he got, they probably didn't care. They probably give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm paid. This site will be able to see the contents of your screen. All right. So let's see if I can have this window pop up. We're going with this one. All right, so basically on the breakdown of it, let me see how y'all looking at it because I can see myself looking at it. What's y'all view? Let's see this one. All right, that is yes, perfect. Yeah, but if you just look at how he came and what he talking about, it's like go ahead on with all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like really, like beat it. You know what I'm saying? So, for instance, it's like Drake is moving forward his legal battle against his record label, filed in a federal court against UMG, Universal Music Group, alleging defaming and spreading false malicious narrative when it promoted by Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. Now, when he dropped his song about Meek, and it's just killed Meek's career, we all saw. A matter of fact, if you remember the past, if you remember how it actually happened, they was beefing. Meek Mill had said something about him having a ghostwriter, and then he dropped the album. Meek Mill, and then Drake came and dropped the tape against Meek Mill, and then they get a little back and forth, and then Drake came out with the actual song, and it was like crazy. It took over. You know what I'm saying? And then so now you want to get mad at him for having the same, right ideas, just don't make no sense. The lawsuit repeats of some of the claims made against him in a petition filed in November. So he had already filed it, but then he pulled back that filing, and now he went federal and filed this again, the new one, the real case that he going to actually have. And Kendrick Lamar's song was just popular to me. It wasn't really all this mad. A spokesperson for UMG said that the allegations are untrue and that Drake claims that it would try to hurt his reputation are illogical. We have invested massively in his music and our employees around the world have all worked tirelessly for many years to help him achieve historic, commercial, and personal financial success. So it's like it's a UMG, a Dutch American owned company, has no relations to NBC Universal. Oh, well, that's the parent company of NBC News. Okay, I didn't know that. But anyway, so Drake trying to rat at them, and he trying to make them come to court about this stuff, and it just it don't seem like, and he basically driving at them too much, and they had bots. Now we do know that the music industry is bot lit. You can call it bot lit at this point. Everybody that's got music that's up there that's famous, they pay for bots. How they do it, what they do, I don't know. If we all knew, we'd all have bots too. But that's what they do. So Drake is claiming that they didn't put up bots to push that song UMG. They both are basically being pushed by the same record company. So the Dutch company made all the money off of that that beef. They got record companies, and that's supposed to be their distributor. So that distributor made a lot of money off of distributing that money, and that's their job. So if they got to do distribution for Not Like Us Kendrick song, then their job is to promote it. And if your song fall off during that promotion, it's just the people didn't gravitate to it, and that's going to be easy to conclude. It don't even need metrics for that. That's like the people just didn't gravitate towards your song. Just like back in the day when you had a diss song against Meek Mill, the people didn't gravitate towards his diss song back. They let that fall off. And then that song which he made was the one that everybody was rocking to. So it's just the way it went. You know what I'm saying? But now he want to come back. I think he even said some stuff in his filings about that it was a anti-Semitic verses inside the song and stuff like that. And that's really making some headlines too. Because a black guy trying to claim that another black guy was anti-Semitic that's next level crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he just rapping, bro. What are you talking about? Most times they trying to say the worst shit ever because rap is supposed to be easy to do what you want to do. It's not nobody really telling you. You know what I'm saying? That you can't say certain words. You know what I'm saying? It's creative. So here it is right here, January 16th. It's yesterday. It might be the song of the year, but it's still an anti-Semitic dig. Drake lawsuit against Universal Music Group alleging defamation of harassment of Kendrick Lamar. And harassment over Kendrick Lamar's Grammy-nominated diss track notes that the complaint song alludes to Drake's Jewish heritage, which it states the rapper is not a colleague, but a fucking colonizer. And it's funny because that's interpretation. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that that's exactly what he was saying or alluding to in his rhyme. But it's funny how when the sting, when it hurt, because and really what it is this. Drake has been accepted in the rap world as a rapper. Like nobody denies that. He can rap, he's a rapper. And that feels good. You've been wanting to be on the inside of something. Like, imagine that. You want to be on the inside of hip hop. You want to be on the inside. Like you want people to look at you as a rapper. Like, yeah, it's me. And then they do. They look at you as a rapper. You finally get on the inside. This comes from the For Jewish Independent nonprofit. So they on top of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you mess around and become a part of the game that you're trying to get in. And then somebody inside the game younger than you with a whole new fan base talking about, you ain't like us, you ain't like us. You like, what the hell do that mean? It's going to only mean one thing to you. But it was hard for me to be a part of this, and now I'm a part of it, and now you're trying to kick me back out. But that don't mean that Kendrick was meaning that. But obviously, interpretation is up to the person hearing it. You know what I'm saying? So one comment cited that Drake was a pedo Jew boy and has a Jew protected penalty that would defend him, which refers to Drake as a circle of certified PDs, accused Drake of being a PD and called him a very violent retribution against him. Other posts claim that the Jays are colonizers and that Drake is a Kazi J, a reference to a conspiracy that the Jays are descendants from the what the heck? I'm not familiar with none of this stuff. The Turkish people that converted from in the Middle Ages. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff I don't know nothing about. But it's just inside their world. They got a thing, and it's the thing that's inside their world that I'm assuming they believe that Kendrick is referring to or alluding to in his rhymes. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of stuff that they talking about that maybe it's true. Drake, whose mother is a white, and Jay, who has been referenced as a Jay in his music videos, was drawn into the feud with Lamar last year. The two engaged in a series of diss tracks with the law accused of popular rap having lied about his religious views. Some take the colonizer lyric and not like us as a reference to Drake's performing in musical idiom that is the biracial Canadian, doesn't belong to him. But that's also what I believe too. But online posts decided that the complaint mentioned that the lyric goes much deeper than rap, so that the so-called Kazis stole the identity of the true biblical. Oh wow, Semitic Israelites. The reason why I'm jumping over some of the words is because YouTube be on top of that kind of stuff, and I see other people doing this stuff. I don't want them driving reckless on mine because I'm just really just finding this on the internet. So now they go crazy, and the comments is going crazy. It look like, and on that side, it is a whole lot of conversation. You know what I'm saying about his Drake doing this writing about his belief. The jury, Andrew Einstein noted that the pile on that artists like Rick Ross, who alluded to allegory right now, Plasti was called Drake's crew, pastrami Plasti, who could reference to Drake's Jewishness. Man. So basically, they don't feel like that the rap beefs should also talk about Jewish heritage. But that's crazy because at the end of the day, it's a part of a person background. And that's a part of what rap beef is. If it's a part of your background, it's a part of your background. What you want me to say? But it's like as a rapper, that's bringing a lot of chaos in a little world of because they basically control a lot of the stuff that goes on in the game. And with guys like those people saying that the Rick Ross and the Kendrick Lamar, then they basically saying I don't have to be in that world. Like, okay, cool. I don't mind saying this against somebody with that background because I don't care if I'm accepted in that world, whether you like it or not. That's what it is. Like, I don't care. You ain't gotta like me. We ain't gotta be on the same clip. You know what I'm saying? So be it. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So we'll let some. Oh wow, this is a way long video, but I wasn't trying to see one that long. No, this my guy. He be talking. Yeah, so dude basically be talking that stuff on this one, but I gotta be able to know where to find what he actually saying that. But if y'all ever want to know, his name is Dewan B. He be talking that stuff, boy. He be talking that real shit about what's going on. And that's really the facts about that. It's a lot. It's a lot of the actual lawsuit is actually online. You know what I'm saying? You could literally find it, and a lot of people have been looking right at it. I'm more like a commentator. You know what I'm saying? But you can find it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, when somebody file a case, it's actually a what am I looking at? I don't know if this is it. I could look at no. That's another word. That's another word that I gotta put. That's right. Change that. Bam, bam, and then hit, and then see if it'll pop up like this. Yep, here it is right here. It's not hard to find it because all this stuff becomes what they call it public record. So let's pull up and see if we could scan through his lawsuit because he going at the his own people. If you ask me, shit, they all the same. It's Drake know them. You know what I'm saying? He worked with them. He worked for them. So he's not like a dummy as to how stuff go or what is the game. You know what I'm saying? He's really a smart dude when you talking about the game. So let me see. I gotta remember how you do all that shit. Is it this one? Shit, 5. All right, that ain't it. Okay, I gotta figure out how you do that shit again. One of these damn ways you do it. But anyway, you could actually see what he talking about as far as his case, his actual thing. But I don't understand why mine is not doing it. Maybe it only do it one time or some shit like that. But at the end of the day, his actual case came down like this, the PDF, and it literally says Aubrey Graham Drake plaintiff versus UMG Records Inc. defendant. Jury trial demanded. Plaintiff Aubrey Drake, through his attorneys, brings a complaint against the defendant UMG. A single lie can destroy a reputation of integrity, while it takes years to build a reputation that can be ruined in 5 seconds. Sir Lucien Grange, Chief Executive Officer of UMG, March 2025, 2024. That's so funny because he's actually using a statement from the actual CEO of UMG to state his claim, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, this is what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all don't want to hear me say it, but this is what's popping. And I think that's kind of, it's an uphill battle. You know what I'm saying? Trying to actually battle somebody with the level of money that those people got. It's no way Drake could beat them. It's no way on this earth he could beat them. But I don't think that's his fear. I think his fear is not fighting. It's not feeling like he put a fight up, because when you lose your career, it's embarrassing. It's heart wrenching. It's like, oh shit, because people talk about you, and you can just think about any artist from your youth that you used to like, who you grew up listening to or liking, whoever they were. When they stop being that, all of a sudden you can't really control it, but you don't really have so much of a vibe for them. As they call it, you're not checking for them no more. And that's going to break their heart financially. So imagine that. Because this is where Drake's future is. You imagine, like, let's say Slick Rick, somebody from our past that we knew, or let me just think, what's the guy name who had a song when I was young? It was called I Got It Made. I forgot his rap name right now. But these guys was big when we were young. And so even DJ Quick. So these guys were huge when we were young. That time, you imagining these people were rich. You can't see them in your future life not being around. But that's exactly what happened. So as we got older, obviously they introduced more music, more people, more singers, and then you listen to them. You like this guy, you like that girl, whoever the fuck. And then you hear these people name again. Oh yeah, DJ Quick performing at the what's the name? You like, damn, that's right. That dude's still rapping and shit. I ain't heard from that years. I actually don't even want to see that nigga no more. You just going on about your life. You don't think about them guys no more. And then what's that going to do to their financial money? What that's going to do for them when they can't perform nowhere, and it's not no MTVs and none of that shit that was around when they was making it? What they going to do now? And they fall off. Or they get on the old school shows. Or if they lucky, they get to be in plays. Or somebody like Tyler Perry pick them up and say, yo, but see, what I'm trying to convey is, at the time of their big time, they was the biggest artist in the game. And then they all fell off. So it seemed like Drake is going to be relevant 10 years down the line. Like 5 years down the line, somebody going to care about Drake. But that's not the history of rap. The history of rap is you fucking fall off hard. And that's it. Nobody cares no more. It's just nobody giving a shit. You know what I'm saying? And so and I think that's what he afraid of. He like, no, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I want to go back to where I was actually important, and motherfuckers knew who I was. And he ain't trying to have nobody play with him like that. So suing that company that will have a suit going 6-7 years because everybody gonna have big lawyers. Drake got big money. He gonna have big lawyers. The record company gonna have big money. They gonna have big lawyers. So it'll really be no end to their suit. And that probably will guarantee him about 6 more years in the industry because people would be like, whatever happened with that suit? Whatever happened with Drake's suit? Meanwhile, he could drop out and drop music. So it's almost like it's like the whale. It's like a big ass whale. And then you see those little fish on the side of the whale. That's what Drake is having to do now. He having to eat the little sides of the big whale. The big whale is the record company. The big whale is the rap industry. So he don't get to come and just be a big whale and just eat all the little small ass fish and then pull away. And now he got to be one of them small fish eating what's left over because the people going to decide. And look at Big Bill. Big Bill was able to recover because he kept his trueness, like the trueness in him as far as being an artist and stand true to who he was. He didn't sue Drake. He didn't come after trying to. I think they did jump on that guy who was like a little rapper, the ghostwriter guy. I forgot his name right now. But they did have like a cat. They called him or some shit like that, trying to jump him, whatever. But the whole idea is that he stayed true to his image and his ideals that he was trying to put out in the industry. And so when it came to him dropping new music, when it came to him being more relevant past the beef, he was able to sustain. But again, if you remember, he went to jail right after that beef. The streets, the world, everybody had turned on him after that beef. And then he ended up he ended up going to jail. So you can almost seem like Drake is trying to do like a preemptive move so that you got the whole world running around hearing him as a pedo. Well, do you want sometimes somebody to end up doing some kind of fake indictment on him and pulling out some shit saying some girl did do like this, like they doing Diddy and Jay-Z? So he like, we got to move. So let's do a movement. We're going to sue the record company. Because if they ever come out with something against me, I know the record company going to probably be behind it because they always been around me. They my deal. I got the distribution through them. So we in bed together. So will it benefit them more if I'm locked up? Would it benefit them more if I'm dead? You know what I'm saying? So let's sue them. And then that'll keep my name ringing in that direction versus somebody trying to pop out the woodwork and say I raped some kid. And that's just my opinion on that because don't no guy want that on his jacket. Don't no guy want nobody claiming that about them because that's horrible. That's almost like a swing over into the P. Diddy situation because every couple of days there's somebody else coming up and screaming about he did this to them or he got something to do with them or he was involved with them. It's not hiding, it's not running, it's not like hidden. Every day it's the same thing. Somebody else popping out like, yeah, he did this, he did that. So as a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar, as they call them, person, it's like, well, what the hell going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, but is all those allegations true? One thing about the allegations when you come to somebody like P. Diddy, even a Jay-Z, is that it's no face, it's no person, it's no visual human. And then somebody who could be traced back to the beginning of the time she was proclaiming, well, was this kid really 13 at the time? Who is this person? You know what I'm saying? And what's the relevance of them and me and how did it all connect? But if they have it where the person don't have to show their face or show their name or none of that, then it allows that story to continue. And then you could almost look at it is there more of a conspiracy theory thought behind this person making a claim and then not being brought to the accusers idea so that they can fight for their name and fight for their image. It's just easy to just make this claim and then those people's names and be crushed. You know what I'm saying? So is that a part of what being in Hollywood is? Because we saw this game play out before. They did it to Bill Cosby. You know what I'm saying? They did it to R. Kelly. They did it to, P. Diddy. He's literally sitting in prison with $1 billion to spend. And don't none of that shit matter. So it's like it's really a crazy ass anomaly, especially all the years that we put into fucking with them and liking them and, thinking that they were going to be somebody who would last 30, 40 years. And that's what P. Diddy did. P. Diddy literally lasts 30, 40 years. He's one of those guys who did last 30, 40 fucking years. He didn't fall off. You know what I'm saying? And you could almost look at that as like, damn, how did you do that? You know what I'm saying? But he didn't fall off. But this is the actual form. I figured out how to do it again. This is his actual case right here. And if you look at the top right there, it literally says his name. So he went forward with this, and this again could just be a ploy to keep his name outside of somebody looking at him like he's an actual fucking a pedo and all that shit. But it said right there, R.B. Graham, you know what I'm saying? First UMG is right there for your face to see. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that now that he didn't got this case against him, he's not going to sit back and chill. You know what I'm saying? You got to push forward now because this is big talking. You know what I'm saying? This is this that, and then you know the idea. I'm sure you heard that he said his life was in jeopardy, and that's the reason why he went on ahead with this case. That's what he has said to the public, to the people, that his life was in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? And so as you roll down, you can see that line that he got from the CEO. A single lie can destroy a reputation of integrity, and while it takes years to build reputation, it can be ruined in 5 minutes. And this is Sir Lucian Graham, the CEO. If you could tell right there, this is the CEO of the actual UMG. So he basically using a quote from this guy from, I guess he said this in March 2024. You know what I'm saying? But this situation kicked off in like whatever that month was, April, March, you know, man. But so you can see that Drake says that an armed assailant drove up to the Toronto house and Drake's family resided. Well, Drake was inside and a car stopped in front of her. Somebody yelled, F Drake. And at least one gunman began to fire. One bullet went through the security gate, Drake's front door, and the other bullet struck and wounded his security guard, who was Drake's friend, who drove away. Drake, other house, summoned help from the security guard, did everything possible to keep him alive. During 30 minutes, it took an ambulance to drive Drake's other labor to keep the man applying pressure to keep the gunshot wound with towels. Blood was everywhere. As the security guard arrived in the hospital, the surgeons worked quickly to remove the bullet, stop bleeding, and save his life, though it took days for the conditions to stabilize. Thankfully, the security guard survived. So if you think about it, the first two statements, the first two lanes, the first 2 points in his suit after the CEO statement, the first two, if you just read these two right here, 1 and 2, you don't even got to get to 3, right? This lets you know that he is going to be sued by his security guard. The 1 and 2, it just break it down to you. I'm a security guard for Drake. My job is to stand out front. It ain't freezing out here. He and Drake, maybe it ain't hot, maybe it ain't cold. It's in May. It's probably not that cold. So he's standing outside, somebody pull up, fuck Drake, they shoot. And this is after the beef rack, after Not Like Us came out. So bam, 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 they shoot at his guy. He go down. You just heard it's like a movie playing right there. After the surgeons worked quickly to remove the bullet, stop the bleeding, and save his life. Though it took a day for his condition to stabilize, thankfully the security guard survived. Shit, what movie was that? I need to have that scene in my next motherfucking movie because that was interesting. And then imagine a visual idea that it's going to bring you as a judge or as a lawyer or whoever got to read this on that level. And then it's like, damn, that's what happened that day. What was I doing May 7th? I think that's my baby mama birthday. You know, but it's not, you're going to have a moment where you think about your own life and damn, that's what was going on in his crib. Whoa. But at the end of the day, it also shows you that his security guard, is going to be suing. Because as soon as he made it back to the crib and his parents and mother and family was like, what happened? He going to say, I got shot at the fucking mansion. They're going to say, you got shot at the mansion? What? Yeah, somebody rolled up and they're going to be all thinking, what, that this song got to that part, but you ain't had nothing to do with it. What you hell you doing shot? His ass need to be the one shot. Family members going to be part. He probably stopped calling. You know, when they call the next 2 days, be like, we just calling to check on you. Don't call us no more. And the lawyer picked the phone up and be like, how you doing? I want to speak to R.B. Graham Drake. Now, he know for a fact that the lawyer is going to sue. So he got to move because that means, well, if this guy got shot and not died, you ain't got no paperwork on if a security get killed, if a security get hurt. Nobody signed some kind of, I don't know, like you go on those little amusement park things and you got to sign some form. If you die, that's on you. I'm sure the guy probably never signed nothing like that coming up to Drake crib because that's far-fetched that somebody going to come pull up to your house and shoot. But if you security, that could happen. So imagine Drake lawyers going there when the guy starts to sue Drake and say, I got shot on your porch, I got shot in front of your house, being security. And his lawyers got to go in there and be like, where was your gun? Did you have your gun drawn? Where were you standing? Did you hear the gun? You had time to have your gun drawn and shoot back at them and survive, but you didn't do that. You sat back and waited. And when the car pulled up, you had when it pulled in there, how long before you pulled your gun out before you heard fuck Drake? Well, let the video show that he stood there and listened to the Drake them say fuck Drake before he actually pulled his gun out. So when you heard fuck Drake, you didn't feel like it was a threat? When did you feel like it was a threat? When the gunshot started? Let the record show that he didn't feel like it was a threat until the gunshot started coming out. Your Honor, he's responsible for his own bullet wounds. Drake don't want that to come out against him having a fight in a suit that this guy's going to ultimately bring. So he has to sue the record company so that if any money is transacted, he can take that money and give it to the guy, because the guy is going to want money. And while he's fighting this case against the guy, because you know they're going to automatically sue. It's been a year, just about a year now, 6 months. When Drake puts that case in, when that guy puts that case in, he's going to have to, with his lawyers, going there and say, we don't want to have to pay none of this. We don't want this suit to conclude until we deal with this, because this is the reason why this guy got shot. Not me, not because he was doing security at my house, not because he was our security company. Look at us. We hired them. We like these guys. We support them. These people, I told you, this guy's my friend. You even said that. He even said that in it. He said, this guy's my friend, my security and friend. Now, who got their homie standing out front? They boy, on security. But that's what Drake said. He said, my Drake and my security and friend was shot. So that lets you know. Woman who was also one of Drake's friends is wounded a security guard who was also one of Drake's friends. Now, it could have just been one of Drake's friends. And they told him, like, hey, you ain't going to be able to get no money unless I tell them that you security. Now, if they ask you any questions, you got to be like, I'm security. And I was here on security mode. And then we can make sure you get some money. And then they came up with this idea like Drake, if he sue you and they go to court with all this paperwork not being in, his lawyer's going to want $300 million, whatever. And then he said, okay, well, we got to sue the record company, the fucking distributor, because UMG, because I'm not paying this. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm liable because this is my resident, but the scenario didn't have nothing to do with me. That person made the song. That person did that. They put the damn photos of my shit on the internet, which the whole world was able to see. This was a nasty beef. When it was going on, it was like, oh, fuck, damn. And then when that final song came, and Kendrick was saying what he was saying, I knew that Drake, in my mind, I said, Drake got to be cool with this dude. Drake got to drop the fucking act and be friends with this guy so he can whoop his ass one-on-one. And that's how you fix that. Okay, you call me that. I get it. Okay, you know what? Let's shake on it. We cool. My man's, you won. And then as soon as he let his guard down and come around you, you beat his motherfucking ass. And don't you ever in your life say some shit like that about me again. But Drake, he can't. That's not him. They ain't like that. They not. That's what the song said. So he's not gonna do that. So he gonna fuck around and have a feeling, and he gonna be sad. He gonna be mad, and he gonna just have a feeling about it, and it ain't gonna work. But furthermore, in his suit, he says the very next day, May 8th, which is the day I met my wife. That's my wife. Anyway, a different intruder used his bare hands to dig a hole under the security fence surrounding Drake's Toronto house. He managed to dig enough to squeeze through the Drake property. Fortunately, Drake's home security caught him before he was able to cause any physical harm. Although the trespasser managed to yell racist slurs and threats against Drake before being escorted off the property. May 9th, the very next day, another break-in attempt happened. In 2 decades leading up to 2024, although Drake was constantly in public eye, nothing remotely like this events ever happened to him and his family. But these were not coincidental. They were followed by approximately caused by UMG's action leading up to the May 4th. UMG is the world's largest music company. Also, the music company that has represented Drake in more than a decade. Yet, May 4th approved, published, and launched a campaign created the viral hit out of a rap track that falsely accused Drake of being a pedo and calls for violent retribution against him. Even though the UMG enriched itself and its shareholders by exploiting music for Drake for years and knew the salacious allegations against Drake were false, UMG chose corporate greed over safety and well-being of artists. In controversy, UMG saw opportunity seized and continued fan of flames after learning the incitement of violence May 7th, although relenting vitriol towards Drake that has followed. So The song "Not Like Us," and he said he's not after Kendrick. He don't care. This ain't got nothing to do with Kendrick. He coming at the label. The record recording was intended to convey a specific, unmistakable, and false allegations that Drake is a criminal, pedo, and as suggested that the public should resort to vigilant justice in response. Man, the recording is defamatory because its lyrics, its image, his album image, and his music video repeatedly accused Drake of engaging in criminal acts, including calling him a certified. It's funny because it's just rap, my brother. It's not none of that. You took this too far. It's like this would have went away. Like it's like if you think about the history of beefs, every single beef rap song ever made went away. Not one stayed. I don't give a damn who it was. Even the song that Drake made about Kendrick, about Meek Mill, I don't even remember the name of it right now. I've been trying to remember the name since I've been sitting here. No memory of it. And I remember the hell out that song. But this is what I'm saying. And none of this stuff really stops and locks into your brain. It's just stuff that happened. It go right away. But him making such a big ordeal out of it, it highlights it even further. So now you look like a person that's broken down. You look like a person that's hurt. You look like a sad black dude. And it's like, why? This is so easy. Just go ahead and drop your stuff and put it out there, and who cares? But these bros don't know what's going on, man. The image was designed to reinforce the fact that reinforces reinforces the accusation by depicting Drake's actual Toronto house covered in icons that are known to be by law enforcement as a public safety applications, like Citizen, to identify child sex offenders, residences online. Yeah, Reddit. Okay. The video boasts that the same messages, for example, showing images associated with the trafficking and juxtaposing the game of hopscotch with lyrics accusing Drake of trying to strike a chord, and it's accordingly. Right. Man, dude, hey, that's what you call wordplay. That's what you call double entendre. That's what you call being able to use your words to speak your conversation and make it be conveyed correctly. But again, when you coming after somebody like this guy who's really using light skin behavior, this soft, I can't take it. I can't believe you said this reality that this dude is putting out is so soft, it's so weak. And it's like the fact that he even doing this is going to mean that nobody is going to support his suit because you're supposed to come back with a rap song. But I think that person getting shot on his porch, I think that was the line crosser. I think that's when he felt like that I gotta strike back. I can't let this be something that I gotta face and I gotta pay for. At the end of the day, I didn't make the damn song. You know what I'm saying? We over here chilling in my crib. We ain't got nothing to do with what the fuck that nigga put on that song. And now all of a sudden somebody gets shot at my property. But it could be and that's what if I was a lawyer for UMG, I would just look at his crib for the last maybe 3 weeks prior to that incident and look and see what happened. What on the road, on the floor, on who driving past. And you could easily say anybody rode up to your crib and did and said that. They did not have to have nothing to do with that song. It's too vague. It's too wide open. Like you can't necessarily pinpoint that song had something to do with that unless somebody wrote a little piece of paper and threw it out there, or the car had "Not Like Us" on the side of the doors or something like that, so you can have a little bit more connection. At this point, you just a major star, and a house that probably possibly was put out by those other guys is just out there to the world. But for him not to be suing Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick Lamar made the song, that's a little kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? So I guess he's leaving it open for the record company to sue Kendrick Lamar. Like, what is that? Because Kendrick is the one who made the song. So it's crazy. He says it right here. This lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us. It is instead entirely about UMG, the music company that decided to publish, promote, and exploit and monetize allegations that it understood were not only false but dangerous. And that's going to be something he can't prove. If somebody else say that you this or Pat or whatever, how the record company going to say that that's not true? They don't fucking know you like that. They know you on the business level. but they would not know you on a personal level of what you did or what you didn't do or whatever. What kind of, if this person claimed you this kind of way, but they supposed to throw a brick at him and say, who the hell are you talking about? You can't say that. That record company don't know if you do that kind of shit. Maybe you don't do it, but the record company wouldn't be able to confirm that or even fight for your behalf. So that's going to be something that the record company can use against that and be like, no, we don't know what the hell he mean by it being something that we knew was false allegations that it stood were not, well, not only false, but dangerous. They can't say it's false. They could probably conclude that it was dangerous, but that ain't got nothing to do with what the hell somebody else said. See, Kendrick said it. And by absolving him of any guilt, then that's a problem. This lawsuit is not about the guy who created Not Like Us. That's bad. Because you're supposed to throw the brick at everybody. You got to throw the brick at everybody. You can't leave somebody on the stage and just be like, not this one, but y'all, not y'all, because they're all in one clique and they gonna all come against you. They'll use Kendrick in a conversation against Drake. They'll bring Kendrick and be like, he gonna speak on our behalf. What reason did you make Not Like Us? Did you think that it was going to be defamatory? Did you use these words in this type of manner? And he could easily say no. I don't know. I used it like this, and this is what this meant, because they can use them in their behalf. But when they say this lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us, that's crazy. It is instead about entirely the UMG, the music company, and that decided to publish, promote, and exploit the monetized allegations that it understood were not only false but dangerous. But think about that. If he sues them for a diss track that was against him, and then he get paid from actually putting his own diss tracks out, plus he get paid from the diss track that was against him, that's a double win. Now he got a loss at this point, but if he get paid from the record company, even if it's undisclosed, and he get paid from dropping his own music inside the beef, even though he lost the beef, but he still get paid from streaming, that's a double win. As UMG knows and has known at all relevant times, the recording image and video allegations are unequivocally false. Drake is not a PD. Drake has never engaged in any acts that would require that he be placed on neighborhood watch. Drake has never engaged in any acts. Drake has never engaged in sexual relations with a weasel. Drake has never been charged with or convicted of any criminal acts whatsoever. Damn, they put that in there like, most rappers be trying to act like, yeah, I'm a criminal. I just got out. I just did 5 years, man, 17 months. I just did 9 years. And he put that right inside his suit for the whole world to see. Drake has never been accused, charged with, or convicted of. This is the best part about Drake, right? Say Drake has never been charged with or convicted of any criminal acts whatsoever. So where do you live and where did you grow up in Canada? My God, no criminal acts, none, and you down there 40-some years old. But boy, these people live in such a dope ass environment, and then they could just make it to the top of rap. That fits. That's what they be calling industry plants or whatever. And I guess that's what is happening right now. He knows that he was industry planted, and now that it's the opposite end of it, he mad as hell. He like, I can't take it. Nah. I know too much. Y'all got me fucked up. I'm never finna go out like that. It's like that. So instead of it being just a rap beef, he looking at it like, wait a minute. You told him my girlfriend address. You told him that I was It's like he know that these people know stuff about him, and maybe they planted this stuff in Kendrick's ideas. And so it's really a harsh idea to come at your own company. But hey, I'm not gonna diss it. If you feel played, just like anybody at a job, who has not lost a job and ain't said, I want my check right now? Name a person that didn't get fired when they made it down to the job and said, I want my damn check right now. And they tell you the same thing they tell everybody. You got to come back and get your check. Your check ain't here today. What's name ain't here to give you your money. You got to come back later, but we want you to leave right now. And that's what it is. Your job kick you out. So it's the same thing with Drake. He feel like he's being kicked out the industry or kicked out of the situation of the deals he had because of with the turncoat feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you used to be the manager at the gig, and then everybody acted funny because they demoted you. And it was like, so what? Y'all seen other people get demoted, but now they acting weird with you and shit. You like, why y'all tweaking? Like, it's fuck that punk ass stuff. Nah, man, the way you did it, man. Tina was right about you. You like, what the fuck? We was cool all this time. Like, but you used to be the supervisor. I ain't like how you was. People don't have the same vibe for you. And it's that whole teacher's pet thing. So now he ain't the teacher's pet, and he mad. Like, what? Y'all fucking with somebody else. Y'all like this other dude. After all shit I did for y'all, look at y'all bank account right now. And he's sad and mad about that. UMG did so because it took that recording and the influence and shocking allegations were a gold mine, spreading the defamatory material served with business purposes for him. Served multiple business purposes for UMG. First, the more people who listen to, stream, watch, and downloaded the defamatory material, the more money UMG and its executives will make. Second, UMG's inner scope. But that first one is normal. Anybody's gonna think that they're gonna make money when somebody downloads a song. So come on, stop playing. Second, UMG Interscope Records own Lamar's entire back catalog of entire music. So that means that if he put the song out, everybody gonna be streaming Kendrick's old music. Because the people that never really heard of him or just not getting familiar with him, they'd be like, you know what? Let me rock this other song. So now he just boosted. You know what I'm saying? The leadership of Interscope has very incentive to prove has every incentive to prove it could maximize Lamar's sales after only persuading him to enter its own direct license for a limited recording commitment of new music. Saying, damn, they know his personal business direct deals and behind the scenes too. That's crazy. I guess all that shit is like something you would know if you're in a game. Third, in contrast with Lamar's first direct deal, UMG's contract with Drake was nearing fulfillment. Okay. And on information and belief, UMG anticipated the extending Drake's contract would be costly. By devaluing Drake's music and brand, UMG would gain leverage to force Drake to sign a new deal on the terms of more favorable to UMG. So that's what this is all about, money. So Drake is like, oh, okay, so y'all promote Dude and y'all pump Dude up and put his shit out there crazy. Even though y'all my people, even though we fuck around and we've been fucking around. Hey, look at your record company, look at your bank account. We've been in the bed rocking with each other all this time, but now y'all want to rock with Dude. This y'all new guy. Y'all fuck with him. He your guy. And now all of a sudden, if I go back in conversation with y'all about a deal, because say we got 3 months left, or say we got a year left on our contract, now you get to walk in there and be like, well, that diss track, I mean, look at the sales it got. 300. Come on, we're not going to be able to give you 300 million this time. Take 150. Take a 1 in 25, bring us back this type of numbers, and then we'll give you the other. Plus, we'll put a little bit on top because we know you're taking. And so he's not only want to have nobody playing with him like that, especially since, for instance, I heard he just got 450, 500 million for a deal or for his catalog, whatever he did. So now you want to tell me that y'all want to renegotiate, but use this actual song as an actual leveraging stick for y'all to play with me, and he ain't gonna go out like that. So when you think about he said, capitalizing on those attributes, UMG used every tool at its disposal to ensure that the world will hear that Drake like him young. See, that was great. And they got it right here in the subtext and say recording. The numbers look at the number, you will see what he says, this actual line. You know what I'm saying? The defamatory material has been played billions of times, and its false central message has gone viral in social and legal media channels and in dozens of languages at minimum hundreds of millions of people spanning the globe. It's not just a rap music who now believe that Drake is a certified pedo. The recording has become ubiquitous. UMG has. Yeah, because I knew that. When that song came out, I knew that. I said, Drake got to actually punch this guy in the face. You literally have to. It's literally nothing else you can do. He did this suit thing, and I guess this is a new way of punching somebody in the face. Because there's no way around that. I mean, especially it's like some kind of rap beef and shit like that. It's like a rap beef. So it's like I only got one other muscle, one other thing to do in this rap beef, and that's hit you in your damn mouth for disrespecting me like that. And that's how you get your respect back. But suing, making it be highlighted, making it be a suit in a courtroom. Come on, man, this is gonna last years. That song would have died out quick as hell. License and right to recording of numerous nationally televised events, but it not included the award shows, national political events, and more. Man. But billions of plays and ubiquity were not enough for UMG. Over the course of several months, UMG has made significant financial investments and leverages professional connections via sophisticated and highly organized publicity campaigns to arrange for the recordings to be performed at one of the most significant and viewed cultural events of the year, the Super Bowl. All right, we made it. On the 11th line, we get to the Super Bowl, and you can see where Drake is utilizing in line one that shooting made this more significant because now we on the 11th line, and if you remember in line one, he said that his guy got shot, and he made it seem cinematic. That he even said that this guy was his friend. He says it right here. One bullet went through the security gate and hit Drake's front door. Another bullet struck and wounded a security guard who was also one of Drake's friends. So he says it right here that I had something happen to not only my house and my family, but my actual friend and security guard. Something happened to them, and these people drove away and they had to get help. And then they said the bullet was in the guy. He had to apply pressure, the gunshot, the towels, there's blood everywhere. And then you go down around line 11, and then he pops off with the defamatory language in that song was heard by billions. Ubiquity. But that wasn't enough for UMG. They actually set a situation up through professional connections via sophisticated and highly publicity campaigns, organized publicity campaigns to organize for the recording to be performed at one of the most significant and viewed cultural events of the year, the Super Bowl. And you know, anything that plays at the Super Bowl is going to be big. So you can see why Drake would make a case like this, because in his mind, he needs this judge to go and put an injunction in there so that they do not perform this song at the Super Bowl. Because let's say your religion stopped you from listening to music. Let's say you not even into young people. Most people are going to have an event at their house for the Super Bowl, or they're going to know somebody having an event, and they're going to be like, I'll come, or I'm not going to be there, or I can't make it. But they'll even just have a personal event. Okay, the Super Bowl on? Okay, I'm going to end up watching my favorite Netflix movie because I don't care about football, but I know that this happening. But when that Super Bowl halftime comes, pause, stop, leave the store, let me get back, stop what I'm doing, play it. And they're going to play it. It might not be something you're interested in. They could play for a few minutes. It might be something you're interested in. Somebody might even be telling you, like, no, this the one. Wait till it come on. Then somebody might call you. Hey, you watching it? You like, I ain't even around the TV. Go right now. And then you pop it on and go somewhere and check it out. So it's just, that's what they mean by a cultural event. It's going to be a lot of things popping at that moment for that. So to listen to that song, that we all going to be waiting to hear, for him to say those words, which he said it actually in the song, man, that could make, see, and this is why Drake is doing this, because we don't know the person. See, sometimes we know the image, we know the persona, we know the idea of people, like what they think they want us to put out, you know. But then there's a thing inside a person, like their spirit, like they core, like their personality, like their conscience. And that's just inside every single human. It's not necessarily something you can touch, see, or grab, or they can even explain to you, and then you'll wrap around it, and all of a sudden you know this person. It's just, you know, you can get glimpses of a person if you're around them. But we all are fans. We're not around that guy. We don't know him on a personal level. But imagine that song being played and that cheer being rocking, and then his phone blowing up nonstop. He probably had to cut his damn phone off, or people coming to his crib, or even something dangerous happening at his crib. And then he commits suicide. Imagine this being so big to him as a person that this suit is not even enough. That going down to the Super Bowl, that sending your goons over there to stop him, putting the suit out, nothing stops this from happening. So then he goes and hurt himself, like some people do. We don't know them personally, so we just, and this is assumption, you know what I'm saying? But that's why he's digging to this level at them saying, stop this, because now the Super Bowl about to happen. The whole world is going to hear this song. People who probably never even heard of me, don't care about this. They ain't into that. They probably thought that was too lowbrow for them. Anyway, they don't care about that. Not everybody finna hear it. And they're going to know, or they're going to look at me and carry on for the next 5 to 10 years about me being this pedo. And I can't get record deals. And I can't get concerts. And I can't get showcases. And all the little girls gonna be scared to come up on me and get a record, get a signed signature. It's just probably a lot for somebody to handle. So this is a step forward to maybe saying, hey, I'm not going for it. Y'all are not gonna do me like this. But you really don't know. You really do not know what this guy is gonna do or what's coming behind all this. But you see, he started off with his homie and his security guard got shot. Now, if that ain't enough for me to have to file this suit about that song, let's get down to line 11, where it's about the Super Bowl. And then line 12 is UMG is legally responsible for the release, publication, and promotion of the defamatory material, including the foreseeable consequences of the same. UMG's music, UMG business is to possess the exclusive rights. Damn, you get that? He put it out there. So imagine this. They dissing each other, right? My diss song, your diss song, my diss song, your diss song, and they don't even own it. In order for me and you to hear that song, they have to give up the rights. So otherwise, it's just a diss song. You probably play it on a mixtape or you scan it. Somebody let you say hear it, and that'll be it. But he's saying right here in line 12, in order UMG's business is to possess the exclusive rights to reproduce and distribute and to license the music. You see that shit? Exclusive rights. That means nobody else can have this. That's only them. So that means any money that come off of that shit, any money that come off of reproducing it, any money come off of distributing it, any money come off the licensing of it, come off to them. All you get is to perform it. You get to get on the stage and you get to be like, this is me, this is what I made, this is my song. You get to talk on interviews like, yeah, I made this song because, but they get all of the money. The business, they're a business. That means all of them songs that they put out, they own, they possess. Ownership and possession is the same thing, in case you don't know. They possess it. The exclusive rights to reproduce it. Because if you're gonna reproduce something, you want the money from your reproducing. You ain't just reproducing to be like, oh, y'all like this, but keep churning them out. Here, one for you, one for you, one for you, one for you. No, if you get that, it's my money. If you heard that, pay me. Distribute that. So that's anytime you're hearing it in any places like the football games, it is to that. It's distributed through this company. They basically is the people who put this out. You would not hear it if it didn't come through them. That's what he's saying. And licensing, that's when you want to talk about the football game, the basketball games, all that shit. You in the club bumping, you in a mall, you in the airport. Damn, they play this in the airport? This is why he like, you got to stop them. And he said it right here. Big ass point, including over the internet. Do you see it? This is in a fucking suit. This is literally words in his literal suit. And you can see it right at the top. It says Aubrey Drake Graham, the plaintiff, versus UMG Recordings, the defendant. It's literally in his shit. He letting it be known that when this shit go out, it's no longer in somebody's hands. Like, we don't own none of that. You know what I'm saying? This is basically, if you heard it, if it's out there in the world, it's 100% them putting it out there. And I think that's what probably got him scared. Because it's like, you do not have no rights when it comes to the, hey, this is probably too hard. This one is a little too much, y'all. Let's do a meeting. The guy's talking about my mother. He's talking about my kid. He's talking about this negative stuff. Let's just chill on this song. Let's wrap this up. And they looking at him like, did you see how much money we made last month? We can't put this song to the side. He like, well, I know, but if we still crew, like, we know it's us. Remember we was on this. Remember we kicked it like that. Remember you told me we was always gonna be lit together. I need you now. And they like, we can't do it. We're in a contract with this guy. He get the same rights we give everybody. See it. And now he got to get pushed. And so, in other words, it is on the UMG's exclusive approval that the defamatory material could have even been released in the first instance and later streamed. So that he's trying to say that they actually had to listen to his song first. So you assume, like for me, if I want to put my music up, I can set up here and just put my music up. Nobody has to listen to it first and be like, do I like this? Now, the company that is going to be set on, for instance, DistroKid, they get to decide that. Spotify, they get to decide that. But it's not an in-between them. I'm the actual owner of it. I get to put it up. If they got some problem with it, they contact me directly. So he's saying that it's not like that. When old boy Kendrick put his song up, he got to go through UMG. And when he went through UMG, that allowed them to hear it and listen to it first before they dropped it. But then they said, okay, this is cool. That's why he said they had to, the defamatory could have been released in the first instance. In other words, UMG had explicit approval This is the word. They had explicit approval. But that's going to be all this stuff is something he probably had to prove. This is stuff that he would probably have to prove. But the fact that he already works in the industry is going to be less likely that he has to prove it, because he would know his process of saying, okay, yeah, I got this song, I want to drop this new album here. And then they listen to it and be like, okay, that's cool. But do he know that that's exactly the contract with them? Is it a universal contract where everybody get the same contract? Like, it's going to be hard to prove that unless you know exactly what Kendrick Lamar's contract is saying. Maybe he can push his music on his own, but when it's up there, then they pick up on it at that point. You just don't know. Uh, in public, he performed stream. Look, for in the first instance and later, stream, shared, performed publicly, and exploited by content creators on TikTok and Instagram. Man, so he's saying that they let the shit be free, because sometimes people lock their music and you don't get a chance to use their music and stuff like that. Matter of fact, if you put it up there, they be like copyright strike, but they unlocked that song and was like, yeah, use it for your background music, use it for your dance music, use it for whatever, make a dance with it. So he's saying that they allowed that song to be out there, even though they could have locked it. UMG's campaign went well beyond the traditional music company's playbook. Indeed, UMG has unleashed every weapon in this arsenal, including information on and belief certain practices that are unlawful. So it's crazy. He got solutions. So this thing go on for about, let me see how many pages we rocking out here. We probably like 80 up by 82 pages. Yeah, 81 pages. And it's pretty intense. And at the end, they go into like the information, what he want for relief. So he wants, wherefore plaintiff prays for judgment against UMG for each of the causes of actions raised herein. Plaintiff respectively requests a judgment in his favor against UMG for nominal damages, compensatory damages, including general, actual, consequential, and special damages, in an amount to be determined at trial, punitive damages, reasonable and necessary attorney fees, reasonable and necessary cost of the suit, prejudgment, post-judgment interest at the highest lawful rates, declaratory relief, stating that the statements published and promoted by the UMG and those attributable to UMG are reasonably foreseeable. Where publications identified within the complaint, individually and collectively, were and are false. So he basically wants them to apologize. You know what I'm saying? They got to come out and say that they declaratory release stating that the published statements published and promoted by UMG and those attributed to UMG as reasonably foreseeable republications identified within the complaint individually and collectively were and are false. Injunctive relief, enjoining UMG from making statements about the popularity of the recording, image, or video that is known to be false based on fake streams, pay for play, and such. This boy go crazy. Such other than future relief at this court deemed such inappropriate. So this all kind of lawyer talk. So they have to make the word sound where judges and lawyers can understand it. And it seems like a lot of times it's repetitive words, but that's their world. And so you go on in here, and it's just so much that he got, this is what you would call his complaint. You know what I'm saying? He filed this complaint against UMG, and it's in depth, and I'm sure they got all kind of information in here to back up their claim. That's exactly what he's claiming right here. Like right here, he said on YouTube, a watermark for Vivo LLC appears at the bottom right of the video. There it is right there. The YouTube captions for the video list as Vivo LLC, blah, blah, blah. Universal Music Group is a significant owner of Vivo, which is a privately held American multinational music video hosting service. Universal Music uses Vivo to distribute video content to global platforms such as YouTube and major television networks. The video depicts images bolstering the recording of defamatory allegations. For example, the lyrics "trying to strike a chord" and is probably A minor are matched with an image of hopscotch. A particular play playground game for children. The imagery reinforces the drawn out singing of A minor lyric and the lie that Drake is a pedophile. Oh, man, that's crazy. Look, but see, you see that his people looked frame for frame. They didn't just look at this video and gloss over it and say, hey man, this what happened. They took frame by frame and second by second, and they found everything in that shit that was actually something you can complain about. And it could have been somebody who looked at this outside of his clique or outside of his lawyer team and saw this and was like, you know what? I know what the fuck we should do. We should sue his ass because this, that, and the third. Listen to what he said, this, that, and the third, you know. And people have been debating this on certain podcasts, but I think right here you can see that he is not letting go. Kendrick Lamar is depicted in front of a shipping containers with air conditioning units inside. These images are associated with, oh, really? You see, now that's something I didn't know. You see, I'm old. I did not know that. Did you see that? The Kendrick Lamar is depicted in front of the shipping containers with air conditioning units inside. These images are associated with certain, whoa, I didn't know. I'm oblivious watching the video. Like, again, this is why they making these movements, because subliminal messaging. You will not know that this is what this is. And then when you find out later on down the line for some other reason, you imagine it, damn, I've seen this sometime. Why did I know that? Why did I see that before? And it's associated with that. It's like crazy. The video also includes allusions to Drake's OVO brand, which is represented by an owl, and combinations with the lyrics "wop wop 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 dot fuck 'em up." It's so funny. It's so funny how they made every single sound. But look at the historical fact in rap. In 50 years of rap and trying to make it and trying to be successful and trying to be succeeding in it, nobody has ever sued nobody. Nobody has ever came after nobody like this. And now you got Drake that just broke the mold. He like, nah, you will not disrespect me. You will not put my name in these games. I'm suing. And that's crazy. But, you know, I think that he don't mind losing his top of the game title. I think that 16 years at the top makes him jaded. So it's like nothing I care about no more. You can't give me this respect. You can't give me this friendship. You can't give me this legend that I need. I don't care. I got money. My mother's straight. I got a kid. Got a house. Kiss my ass. And so that's why it's like I'll sue the record label and I go out like a boss. Even if he loses the case, it shows the David and Goliath mindset. Like, I don't care. I'm still going to fight. I'll tell you that. It says Kendrick with an owl-shaped pinata with a bat. During this scene, the caption appears at the bottom of the spoon said, disclaimer, no owls were harmed during the making of this video. In its conclusion, the video depicts a prolonged shot of a live owl in a cage. This is meaning that Clear belongs in the jail, that Drake belongs in the jail. Man, I didn't even know all of that shit. It's like a little, the subliminal points inside the video, I did not catch on none of that shit. You know, I'm not going to lie. I just didn't catch that. So let me see. They look like they're talking about the deals that they got. In the music industry, control over a particular single album or a collection of works is governed by various contracts, including the traditional record deals and the distribution, publishing, and licensing deals. In traditional deals, a record label typically retains the exclusive right to artists. That's the artist's recordings and the artist's recordings, and the rights to recordings. The combinations embodied therein for specific periods of time. The label pays in advance for the artist's recordings and royalties and financial provisions of the services and the artists, and such as productions, promotions, marketing, and distribution. The label pays advance, okay. And a distribution deal differs in that it generally allows an artist to retain ownership. So I was wrong. They own their own records of his record company and grants the record label the exclusive right to sell, license, and distribute the recordings in certain formats: digital, audio, physical, phonograph records for specified period of time with a publishing administration deal. With a publishing administration deal, the artist, as a songwriter, generally retains ownership of the musical competition and pays a percentage of the musical publishing revenues to the publisher or to administer, promote, exploit, and license and protect use of his song. A 360 deal, also known as a master contract, is the most comprehensive. It encompasses a traditional rights granted in a recording deal, but also provides the record deal with more control over the passive income stream from merchandising, touring, and endorsements and other ancillary ventures. that the artist may undertake. Once Universal Music owns the recording, distribution, and public right to the works, it exploits the ownership through licensing deals and third parties. UMG licenses music to hundreds of retailers around the world. The licensing deals all allow third parties to legally use a recording of music competition or promotions of thereof. Using music, Universal Music had licensing agreements with all of the major platforms, including but not limited to iTunes, blah, 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 blah. In the event of any entity of the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, in an event that a person that wants to use the outside of their license, for example, play during a political rally or spot event, it has to request that the right for the university, which holds a synchronization contract. Man, a third party cannot legally use the Universal Music Group license, inviting those bodies and advertise on a live stage in the film or television without universal consent. So that's what all this mean is. No way did you hear that song in any capacity unless UMG allowed you to hear it. So if you heard it, I don't know, in a bus, if you heard it in your headphones, if you heard it in a movie, in a TV show, a football game, basketball game, UMG had 100% right to do that because Drake and them own it because they created it, but they can't get it out to the world. That's what these record deals and record companies is all about. They have the connection and the deals to all these places, from Facebook to the record companies to the radio stations. And that allows the music to get out to the masses. And that's exactly what that company, Drake, is accusing this company of actually doing. So now he's becoming a tactic known as whistleblowing. It happens in the copyright holder, like the universe permits you to. Oh man, there's so much to read. So if you was a lawyer, this would be something easy for you. And this is nothing for me because it's too much to read. It's interesting, but I'm not a lawyer, so it's not something I can necessarily give a shit about. But I do think that Drake has a big fight ahead of him, and I'm glad that he is allowing himself to fight because most people would just be too overwhelmed by the company's powers. That company is big; it's a known brand. They rich for a reason, as they say. So I gotta jump up off here and grab something to eat. So I'm gonna hit y'all up in a minute. I'm gonna jump back on here. Stoner, what's up, boy? Actually, I should stay on this bitch and just got done warm me up some chicken because I had some jerk chicken last night. So, yo, what's good, bro? It's the homie right here, man. I like all that shit. Just a bro. Yeah, man, Drake. Yeah, I'm gonna read all his shit too. He said, "Man, Drake already rich. Him suing Kendrick is soft. I agree. That's not hip hop. Just imagine suing Tupac for hit him up song. Agree. Yeah, I'll put that one in the show. All this proves to me is that Drake is the artist everybody thought he is. He is plenty famous, and people go through the slandering and all come on top and thrive. It's true. That's just show he was an industry plant. That Mark shouldn't even been as big as he was, but he too sensitive to even think that he could fight back that big ass record label and then win. I mean, anybody, I don't say he can't win because that's weak to do because ain't nobody bigger than the program. And if Drake is the program, maybe he is what music is turning to, where you don't get the hurt, you don't get the shade tree down. You know what I'm saying? I feel like make me some chicken. Hold up, I gotta eat this shit. Make me some chicken. I'm on my way back. I had to just get some chicken real quick. I think I need to eat something because I've been talking all damn morning. But I like to do my shit in the mornings. Early side. Hold up. Yeah. Real player. We back. Yeah, so that is some crazy shit about the boy Drake, boy. I don't think he's gonna beat them personally, but I think it's good that he tried to fight them. But somebody got shot on your land, on your property, they're gonna sue you. And it don't matter what you're going through. It don't matter what you've been through. They're gonna sue you. And that guy got shot. And I'm sure he didn't wake up that morning thinking, let me protect Drake and protect his house, even if he was security, because these are less likely events. Like it's not like somebody is hunting Drake because, Popo, Diddy ain't from a different country. So how the hell are you gonna pinpoint him or know where he is? You know what I'm saying? So, but they probably make we're not from that country. They might probably make a statement when you're in town. Like Drake is back. We don't know. But you better fight for Mars. He put it out. UMG understands that it is easily confirmed that through public records searches and that Drake has never been charged with, indicted, or convicted of any crimes of sex violence, including but not limited to with a minor. So he basically blaming the company for putting out because again, it's the industry. So it's like you understand the industry. It's like this almost. This is how I look at it. When they put that song out, they fired Drake. But not like the way we know it. Like, how you get fired at a job. They probably were still in contract. They probably still had deals. But by dropping it, they know that they're going to be personally responsible for defaming his name. And under the guise of a music contract, this is what Drake is claiming. Under the guise of a contract or a deal with another guy, the person who made the song, that gives them, I don't know, license to put this song out with defamatory words on it. So again, we got to be using your lawyers. You had to be using your thinking cap to understand that shit. Like, I'm not finna let this nigga do me like that. No. And Deborah Wine said Drake is a pop star, never hip hop, and that's probably true. That's probably true. But and I agree with that point with Deborah. But at the end of the day, the whole world get to decide. And so a lot of people look at Drake as a rapper. And so if you're not actually standing on your 10 toes with another rapper, you're going to lose that fame. And I think that Drake has seen hip hop. He's seen the demise of some of the people he probably watched and liked as a kid. And being on the outside, that don't feel good. Especially when you're a multimillionaire. You can't throw no parties but at your house. Won't nobody contract your concert because they believe it'll be violence, it'll be negative people. What about people who families have went through those kind of scenarios, and they blaming you as a face for it? They blaming you as a face, as the person that represents that shit. Now, hell no. You know what I'm saying? It's like no. Well, sometimes you just gotta fight. If everybody don't get it, they don't get it. But in no way do you let somebody put that kind of negative name out there against you. When you walk away, hell no. And if your record label is responsible, or your job, for instance, they fire you, and then you find another job, but you don't know that they contacted every job within the area and told them about why you got fired. So when you go to this other company, you don't know that they know this already. They already asked you what happened at the last job. You'd be like, oh, I had to move out of town when I stayed for a few years and now I'm back. And they'd be like, nah, you knocked over that machine up in there and then people got hurt. You sitting back like, what the fuck? How the hell would y'all know? It's like all the way over there. And you like, they, bulletin, you know what I'm saying? Message is out there. And now your name is defamed. And so that's why Drake is like, I can't take that. You know what I'm saying? People looking at me that way, especially with that on your jacket. Like, this would probably be the next best move if you couldn't punch Kendrick Lamar in his mouth for even talking about you like that. That's what most guys would probably have done. If they would probably got around Kendrick Lamar, had whatever it took, because of what the statement holds, the amount of power that statement holds, and the negative side for men. So he would have got around that boy and hit him dead in his mouth. But I'm sure Drake is scared of the Crips and all that gang shit that he ain't from. So he got to just accept it. And so since I can't punch you in the face, I'm going to punch your boss in the face. Because those contracts can't be broken. And that's what Universal was going to say to Drake. We had a contract with him before this beef. So now that the beef happened, we can't look at the content of the music and still start having some judgment. No, this is what the process is. He drops it, he give it to us, we put it out. Well, y'all supposed to check the content. We ain't checked the content on the last one. We ain't checked the content on the other one before that. So again, he got an uphill battle because if you listen to these 81 pages, he has to prove intent. Right now, he's proven circumstantial relevance. Like, it was, the opportunity was there. Like, if it was me, I mean, if you measure it like this is how this played out like this, like that. But it's easy for them to come back and say, oh, this shit is like fucking fathom. This no. And then he can lose that case. So he has to show that there was a malicious intent for putting this music out. And then obviously, even if you could show the malicious intent, you have to find out why. Is it somebody in the office that's claiming you misunderstood their family member? Is it these people just had a meeting one day and said, you know who I hate? You know, like what's the reason? So that's going to be something that he probably would have to prove in court. Now, maybe in a civil suit, it's that much of a burden. Maybe you don't have to prove so much. You know, that's something we don't know. Not being lawyers, you don't know if that's exactly what he has to prove. Like, you've got to be able to prove that. We wouldn't know that. But I do tell you this. If he can't prove that company was trying to defame him, trying to be a part of a conspiracy to take him out, it's going to be hard to fight that. So it was some situation called Pizzagate. I don't know nothing about it, never heard of it. But he said it happened in 2016 where something happened where somebody was accused of that and it spiraled out of control. But I guess maybe something happened to somebody. So it's just like he go into a whirlwind of different scenarios from P. Diddy. He just talking. Now, this the bosses of the company, UMG. Who said UMG directly knows what harms can arise from such outrageous allegations of criminal activity. UMG and Sir Grange, which is the CEO, were recently accused of aiding and abetting P. Diddy in committing heinous and widespread acts of sexual violence against minors. UMG and Sir Grange acted swiftly to refute these allegations. In court filing, Sir Grain stated, "I don't take lightly being falsely and publicly accused of criminal activity." And I said, I said, I intend to pursue those who have made those outrageous allegations against me. And as I said, so basically, this is the CEO of UMG. Now, basically, he was accused of the same shit, but he came out and strong. I don't know if he sued the people who did it, but he said he's going to come after them. So, in other words, Drake is trying to say, don't look at me upside my head and try to say, why are you doing this? Because these two guys who run this company and other people in their position, in their power structure, they have been accused of this, and they all came out and said, don't even play with me like that. So it's not weird that I'm saying don't play with me like that in a diss record. You know what I'm saying? And so from his perspective, Drake don't look at it like he's doing nothing wrong. He look at it like he's doing the correct thing because of what the allegations hold. And then again, the legacy that he wants to leave. Because believe me, a diss record, it goes on your legacy. It's a do. But it's not as stringent as Drake is taking it. It goes on your legacy as an experience in your career. But it's not what Drake is doing. He's making it seem like this is the last message you leave on Earth. No, it's not like that. It really wasn't even as big as he planned it because they played everybody Death's record a lot at the time. They played everybody Death's record. It didn't run away because there's so much stuff happening in the world. And that's why I say that was a mistake trying to sue these people because you keep it around so hard. Like I said, I've been sitting here this whole time thinking, what was that song that Drake made about Meek Mill? What was it called? I can't remember because of the length of time that it came out. Now, it did have a hell of an impact, and Meek Mill went to jail after that. So that's why Drake looks soft with this, just like my boy Stoner said on here. He looks soft as hell. I needed that little breakfast. Breakfast was dinner. You feel me? But you know what it is, man. We just gotta actually never stop caring, you know what I'm saying? Never stop doing it. But I ain't gonna keep pushing y'all with this Drake shit because it's a lot to uncover and he got a lot going on. And I'm not gonna be his motherfucking I don't know what you want to call it. The guy speaking for him on his behalf because I don't know that guy. And whoever wins, like you can even say it ain't gonna be no black person. So he just looked goofy, but P. Diddy on his way home, in my opinion. I think P. Diddy finna come out because his actual tapes dropped, and it shows that he is not so malicious like they're trying to portray the bro. He put his shit out there now, and you can actually see the actual footage of those 9 tapes, and his actual lawyer said that shit do not look like it said it did. And we got to go with what his lawyer said because that's what they want us to do. But I think that they make more money off of just dissing them, putting that word behind their name and shit. P. Diddy freak offs. It's like, whoa. But they said that those tapes dropped, and they said that his video footage that they was talking about was consensual. And imagine this, guys, you got to really pay attention to this. Old girl is actually the one who gave him the tapes. Cassie, she gave him the tapes. She kept 9 videos. And I guess she assumed that these was going to be some kind of negative thing to have when she turned them over to the police. And when she did, they used it obviously to lock him up. And well, maybe he was in jail already, but they used this to try to prosecute him. And now you can see that from the situation that or at least his lawyers are claiming that the tapes ain't even all that foul. Like she's on here kicking it. She on here doing her thing. It's like, wait a minute. Victim 1, and that's going to be Cassie, is engaging in private sexual activity between fully consenting adults. And so it's like, okay, so what does this mean? So she ain't being raped. She ain't being held against her will. Like, wait a minute. Hold up. That's not what they was all screaming on the fucking news now. Wait. So this is Hip Hop Wired. and they got like a little information on this, and so I could just kind of scan through it real quickly. As it says, as per TMZ's, Diddy defense has filed documents on behalf of their high-profile client. According to the submission, his representation claims that the 9 videos that federal investigators acquired actually show Diddy and victim one, presumably Cassie, engaging in private sexual activity between fully consenting adults in a long-term relationship. They also point out victim one, presumably Cassie, did not seem forced or coerced, either saying she not only consented but thoroughly enjoyed herself, and it evidently happy, dominant, and completely in control. That's something else right there. They just throwing bricks at her. Like you throwing this dude under the street. He already said it ain't true. So if he said it ain't true and now the video is proving it ain't true, okay, what are we doing in prison? What are we doing in jail? You better let me up out of here. Any indictment for the prosecutor glad that these tapes captured several elaborate and produced sex performances, but Diddy lawyers vehemently disagree, saying that the clips show adults having consensual sex. Plain and simple. Additionally, they called out these encounters were not taped secretly, but both parties were aware of the cameras such each time. There are no secret cameras, no orgies, no other celebrities involved, no underground tunnels, no minors, and not as much as a hint of coercion or violence. That's it. That motherfucking paragraph right there should let him out of jail. I'll read it again for you. Additionally, they call out these encounters were not taped secretly, and both parties were aware of the cameras each time. There are no secret cameras, no orgies, no celebrities involved, no underground tunnels, no minors, and not so much of a hint of coercion or violence. 9 tapes. That's a lot to scan through and make that kind of statement. Each one of those points is exactly what they was cameras. They were saying no secret cameras. They said this nigga had cameras in there filming them people. They said that he was filming people against their will and they had tapes to prove it. The feds proved. They said no orgies. They said it was all these celebrities, all these people whose names was going to come out that was on them tapes, and they was going to prosecute them, or they was going to help them prosecute P. Diddy, because now it was all out in the open that he was a freak off tape maker. No other celebrities involved. Damn. So P. Diddy was not having sex with all these people. You could name it, from the young guy who put the suit against him to the girl who tried to say she was freaking him with that one group. I think Danny Kane, she was saying he came after her or something like that, or she knew of something or seen something, or he touched her some kind of way, or some statement that she came out with, allegedly. No underground tunnels. What the hell you mean no underground tunnels? See, now you lost me, man. That's the first thing you get when you're a billionaire. But okay, no underground tunnels. Not a Diddy crib. No minors. And that's another thing. Every day they screaming that that curve, that person said that he did this to them and they was in New York and blah, 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 blah. And not so much of a hint of coercion or violence. Damn. So Diddy was having the most consensual, relaxed, perfectly planned, normal situations with his girlfriend. However, she had visions of grandeur. She had delusions of grandeur where she assumed or imagined that it was guys being flew in from out of town and all of them was having this sexual event. Maybe the drugs did that to her. Maybe when she has sex, she feel like it's 2 or 3 people in the room. My whole point about it is this. P. Diddy was accused of all this sexual shit and being disrespected by how he does his sex. But then when you look at it, they all was on the radio and the news and the TV saying that a person that does sex their own way is LGBT and they Q and they got a parade and it's okay and nothing's wrong with it. But as soon as P. Diddy do it, then all of a sudden it's like you're a freak, you wrong, and you help people against their will, and these people was wrongly done, and it's like, okay, well, what the hell is the difference? Now, if he's bisexual, trisexual, asexual, what the fuck do it matter? He's supposed to be in a group with the letters because that's what they all said. But as soon as it's him, who's a billionaire, who's a black guy, now all of a sudden he's in a deviant behavior. This guy needs to be thrown in the ground, castigated, and nobody else get to do that but just him. Because everybody else over here, him, R. Kelly, put them over there. these guys, if you had sex, if you reproduced it, you did that shit in a sick way. But the rest of these people, they letters, and nothing can affect them. They can have jobs, they can be rich, they can be whoever they want to be because they put it out there. This is who they are. So I don't like that double standard. If the guy do stuff who you or the media or the people deem is wrong or not right or some of that stuff, then then put him in that category with everybody else who have the untraditional ways of having sex, because sex is ultimately for reproducing, which means a man and a woman have a kid. Now they got ways you can do that today, but that's what it was for centuries, maybe millenniums. So it's just the whole point about it is that when you see how it plays out, it's like now all of a sudden this guy's been thrown under the bus for something like that. But then he don't get to say if he did it or didn't, because obviously he'd be free. He could just walk on TV and say, I ain't do this shit. But they put you and keep you in jail, so there's no way. And what the jail is to give you a bad environment, and hopefully you'll commit what they call those things when you sign a form, confess or some shit like that. Yeah, you'll confess, and then you'll just get out of there, or just deal with your time or whatever. But you'll get past the whole, I just got to sit in jail. You want the process to hurry up. Like, okay, get in here. Let me write the form. Okay, yeah, I did it. I'm out. Put me in there, and let me get out. So lastly, his counsel makes it clear that the footage was not seized during the raids on Diddy home, but actually was in Cassie's possession the entire time. Therefore, there are left to believe she was the one who turned over the footage to the government. So that means she kept them. So that means you with your girl, y'all doing y'all little thing, and then she'd be like, I'm keeping the tape because you can't have them. And you sitting back like, take them. It's just me and you any damn way. But now in her mind, again, she feeling like this was nefarious, or look what he did to me. You really don't know, but to me it looked like a woman scorn. That's what it looked like to me. It looks like a woman scorn. It just do, you know what I mean? And then when you have that a woman scorn, they say hell has no fury like a woman scorn. So that means you could have a bad girlfriend or a bad relationship, and it is the worst you ever experienced on this earth. You just be like, I can't believe I'm dealing with this. But so that's something that I believe is more likely what happened. And as we look further into the Diddy saga, I'm trying to see if I can share this next article. Maybe it'll share, and then you hit that button. So then you get to see Diddy again, and what else they say? Here's a timeline. More than a dozen people have filed sexual misconduct lawsuits against him. So now how you going to prove those moments happened? That's something that he's going to have to fight another way, because these are scenarios that they're going to have to prove. Maybe they'll settle. I don't know how that's going on. Combs also faces 3 federal charges after being arrested in September. Here's a timeline. This week, alleging teenage, wow. The complaints are part of a 120 lawsuit expected to be filed against the mogul over the next few months. In response, Combs released a statement after denying allegations of any assault. So they just basically walked down all the stuff he didn't went through. And this is over the last few months. A lot of people say this got something to do with that liquor company he was associated with, Diageo. And when they lost their connections, that's when he lost that respect. And they just put that negative stuff out about him. So obviously he said that it's foul. He even said the attorneys for Diddy revealed in the court filings this week that the key part of different strategies for hip hop mogul such will be to attack the prosecution of sexist and argue that the evidence, so-called free calls, will vindicate him at trial. So he got an uphill battle, man. On Diddy, I wish he could beat it though. But at the end of the day, we used to respect him a lot. When I was young, we paid attention to his music. He was somebody that was like major. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, after 30 years, you almost want to think that why did he didn't step out the way? Why he didn't just chill? Why he didn't just, like what happened? Like why he stayed so why he keep doing it? You know what I'm saying? But when you at that point, you're in your mid-50s, you can't see yourself leaving. You can't see yourself stopping. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I am. I built this. And it took a long time to build this. So, I mean, I see him not wanting to stop and not wanting to give up. You know what I'm saying? So, is he going to beat it? Is he going to knock this trial out? We'll see. This is my new movie called Dead Air. I'm making this film. You will be seeing it soon. It's got some work to do, but it's all set up. So that's all I got for y'all right now, man. I'm diving up off of here. Peace.